Hello, children. Good morning. I hope you all are very well at home. So, since we are doing online classes, today we will be doing a class on the topic drainage, third chapter from the geography. I welcome you all. So, children, what comes in your mind when somebody say the word drainage? You maybe think of the water drainage system in your area, like pipeline, water drainage system, sewage system. So drainage, it is a process of natural or artificial removal of surface water or the subsurface water. But here in this chapter, when we talk in general sense, it means the river that covers certain area is called drainage. I have given the term here. The term drainage describes the river system of an area. And next term is the drainage basin. Drainage basin means the area drained by a single river. Now, how can a river drains into a specific area is a unique concept. There are four drainage patterns, that is the dendritic, trellis, rectangular, and the radial. In the dendritic drainage patterns, you can see the patterns like tree-like patterns, and it follows the slope of the region and joins by many tributaries, and at last it distributes. It also has a distributaries. Now next one is the trellis pattern. Here it is a hard rock and the soft rock which has parallelly arranged, and the river goes to hard rocks to soft rocks that moves at 90 degree, and you can see the patterns like this. Now next one is the rectangular patterns. Here which is composed of strongly joined rocks, a rectangular flow that could be visualized in this river system. Here you can see the patterns like this in the rectangular shape. Next one is the radial pattern. Here the river originates from the centric hills or from the center and bifurcates downwards, and you can see the picture like this, patterns like this. So children, you might have noticed that small streams or the rivers flowing different directions come together to form the main river, which ultimately drains into the main river, which like the main river ultimately drains into the larger river body such as sea, an ocean, or a lake. Now children, if you observe this picture, it indicates that any elevated area or the mountains or uplands that separates the drainage river into two groups. Such an upland is called water divide. Here you can see the picture of Ambala water divide, which is the water divide of river Ganga and the river Indus. So apart from this originating, two major physiographic region of our subcontinent, that is, the Himalayan and the peninsular rivers, are different from each other in many ways. Himalayan rivers are perennial, it means the continuous. They have water throughout the year and they receive water from rainfall as well as from the melted snow from the lofty mountains. Himalayan rivers are long in the course. In the upper course, they are very active and they perform intensely erosional activity in the upper course as they carry huge loads of silt and sand. In the middle course, they form meanders, oxbolecs. At the lower course, at the mouth, they form delta. You can see in this picture, this Himalayan rivers forms many features. You can observe these features made by the rivers like this. Here it is the meanders, oxbolete. At the lower course, at the mouth, they can form delta. Here I have made some differences between the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. So Himalayan rivers, they are perennial, as I have told earlier also. The perennial, which means continuous, and they receive water from rainfall as well as from the melted snow. Himalayan rivers have long courses from their sources to sea, and they carry huge loads of silt and the sand. They form meanders, oxbolecs, and other depositional features, and at last they develop delta. And the peninsular rivers, these rivers are seasonal because all these peninsular rivers rise from the semi-arid area, semi-dried area. So the flow of this river is dependent on the rainfall, and they have shorter course. They do not carry much silt. At last they develop delta. Now let's move to the Himalayan rivers system. The main Himalayan rivers are the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. Now let's first learn about the river Indus. The river Indus rises in Tibet near Mansarovar, flowing west, enters India in the Ladakh, which was a district before, which was the district of Jammu and Kashmir before 2019 December. Now it is a union territory. And river Indus, joined by several tributaries like Jhaskar, the Nubra, the Siok, and the Hunja. And they join in the Kashmir region. The river Indus flows Baltistan Gilgit, which is the administrative area of Pakistan, and here it emerged from the mountains at Atok. Flowing downwards in the Pakistan, the tributaries like the Satluj, the Beas, the Ravi, and the Chenab, the Jhelum joins together to enter the Indus River near Mithankut in Pakistan. Indus River flows southwards, eventually reaching the Arabian Sea east of Karachi. The Indus Plain has a very gentle slope with total length of 2900 kilometers. Over a little third of the Indus basin is created in Indian states like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Punjab. Rest of the Indus basin lies in the Pakistan. As we know that according to the Indus Water Treaty in the year 1960, India can use only 20% of the total water carried by the river Indus. The 20% water, this water is used for irrigation in Punjab, Haryana, and southern and western part of Rajasthan. Now next is the Ganga river system. The headwater of Ganga is called Bhagirathi at the top, and it is fed by the Gangotri glacier. That means the main source of the river Ganga is the Gangotri glacier, and joined by the Alaknanda at Devprayag in Uttarakhand. At Haridwar, the Ganga emerges from the mountains onto the plains. The Ganga is joined by many tributaries from the Himalaya. Few major rivers like Yamuna, the Ghagra, the Gandak, and the Kosi. As you all know that Kosi river is also called the sorrow of Bihar because in the rainy season it brings lots of devastating life to the people of Bihar and destroying the crops in the Bihar. That's why it is called the sorrow of Bihar. The river Yamuna rises from the Yamunotri glacier and in the Himalaya. It flows parallel to the Ganga and as a right bank of tributary meets the Ganga at Allahabad, UP. The Gagra, Gandak, and Kosi rise in the Nepal Himalaya. These rivers flood parts of the northern plains every year, causing widespread damage to the life and property, whereas they enrich the soil for agricultural use. And Ganga is joined by also the peninsular rivers like the Chambal, Betwa, and the Son. These rivers rise from the semi-arid area, so they do not carry much water in them, but they join the river Ganga. Then the Ganga flows eastwards till the Farakka in West Bengal, which is the northernmost point of the Ganga Delta, and the river Ganga bifurcates here in Farakka, and the bifurcates one drowns southwards through the deltatic plains to the Bay of Bengal, which is called Bhagirathi Hooghly in this area. Bhagirathi Hooghly is a distributary, and the main streams of Ganga flows southwards to the Bangladesh and is joined by the river Brahmaputra. Further downstream, it is known as Meghna. The mighty river with water from the river Ganga and the Brahmaputra flows into Bay of Bengal. And these two rivers, the Brahmaputra and the Ganga, develops the delta called Sundarban Delta, which is world's largest and the fastest growing delta. And the word Sundarban is derived from the name of a tree called Sundari. Sundarban Delta is also the homeland of Royal Bengal tiger, and the length of the Ganga river is 2500 kilometers. Now the next one is the Brahmaputra river system. The Brahmaputra rises in Tibet east of Mansarovar Lake, very close to the source of river Indus and the river Satluj. Slightly larger than Indus, most of the course lies outside India, like the river Brahmaputra lies in Tibet and the Bangladesh and in the Bangladesh. River Brahmaputra flows eastwards parallel to the Himalayas. When it reaches the mountain Namcha Barwa, which is the height of 7,757 meters, here then it takes U-turn and enters India in Arunachal Pradesh. Here in Arunachal Pradesh, the river is called Dihang and joined by many tributaries like Dibang, the Lohit, and many smaller tributaries in Assam, as to form the larger in volume. Because of the cold and dry area in the Tibet, the river carries smaller volume of water and less silt. Here in India, it passes through the region of high rainfall. That's why it carries larger volume of water and considerable amount of silt. During its course, the river forms numerous riverian islands in Assam. And children, you'll be very surprised to know that the world's largest riverian island found in India, that is riverian island Majuli, which is recently recorded in the Guinness Book World Record. Now, do you know, every rainy season, the river Brahmaputra overflows its banks, causing widespread devastation due to the floods in Assam and Bangladesh. Now, here are the main important points I have forgotten to tell you all that river Brahmaputra is called Changpo in Tibet, Dihang in Arunachal Pradesh, and in Bangladesh it is called Jamuna.